knee-jerk reaction to this. Our politicians are turning against us. They're doing things that are based off only their individual ideals and what is best for them, and not what they believe is for the best of the people.
Amen.
We're the people! They are not listening to us. They are only listening to what the media is telling them to do. They are only listening to what those of the minority, those who believe that we should not be able to honor our ancestors, are telling them to do. The people in South Carolina who voted to take our flag down even said, I don't care if I get removed from office tomorrow, they can take me down as long as I get to vote on this today. Now, if that doesn't sound like tyranny, I don't know.
Take them down!
Yeah.
They might have taken down our flag in South Carolina. They might have dishonored our ancestors. But you see right here today that we stand strong and we support our ancestors. We do not turn away. We do not run. We stand up for their freedoms. We stand up for their rights. We stand up for the values that they fought for, that we still carry on today. And hopefully we will carry it on into the future and carry it on to the next generation. That our ancestors fought for a cause that was right.
That's right.
A cause for liberty. A cause for justice.
Always in our hearts.
Always.
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 I had 5 Confederate ancestors that I know of right now. 5 of them who went off to war. 3 of them were conscripted. 2 of them volunteered. The ones who conscripted, they deserve the same honor and dignity that those who volunteered. They served under the flag. They fought. They shed their blood. They died for the same freedoms that everyone else fought for. I had 2 ancestors who spent time at Point Lookout, Maryland. One of them was 40 years old when he joined the service, and he went through that hell. Spent 6 months in a Richmond hospital and was able to walk home. I had a second ancestor who was in his early 30s, captured, sent to Point Lookout, Maryland. He was put apart for the last prisoners exchange of the war. It was supposed to be a 2-day trip. When the boats carrying 5,000 political and military prisoners was on its way from Point Lookout, Maryland to Savannah, Georgia, they stopped at the Chesapeake Bay outside Fulton Road. While they were stopped, 2-day trip. They left October 29th, 1864. Those ships did not arrive in Savannah, Georgia until November 14th, 1864. These men were given 2 days worth of rations. My ancestor, who was already sick and injured, died on that ship because he was starved to death and was not given nutrition. You know what happened to him? He was thrown overboard into the ocean. They showed our ancestors absolutely no respect. They still, today, show our ancestors no respect.
Right.
That is why I fly this flag high. That is why I honor my ancestors, because they gave the ultimate sacrifice. They gave the last full measure of devotion to their state. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Missouri, Virginia, Alabama. They gave Mississippi, especially Mississippi, proud today to still fly their state flag that honors our ancestors. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight does not just stop with our flag. They've made it clear. They don't care about just the flag. They want to take down every memory of our ancestors. They want to take down every symbol, every name, every monument, everything that has ever had to do with the war and our ancestors. Now, if that is not ethic and cultural cleansing, I don't know what is.
Communism.
We cannot hide from our past. We must embrace it. We must be proud for what our ancestors did. There is no difference between what our ancestors did in 1860 to 1865 and what our soldiers are doing today across the seas. They're protecting us. They're protecting us from tyranny. They're protecting us from terrorism. You cannot blame the common soldier on the politics of any war. whether it be Iraq, whether it be Vietnam, whether it be World War II, whether it be Korea. You cannot blame our ancestors who carried the flag into battle on the politics of anything. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, well, the politics this and the politics that. You cannot blame our ancestors for fighting a war for which they did not start.
Amen.
We were not the aggressors. We were not the ones who wanted the war. We sent time after time peace offerings to the northern states. We said we just want to be left alone and be independent as our founding fathers did before us. Abraham Lincoln wouldn't even see them. He wouldn't recognize us. But let me ask you this. Abraham Lincoln says if the states never seceded and he cannot recognize us as seceding states, what is Article 3, Section 3 of the United States Constitution defined as treason? Waging war against the states.
Right.
Yep.
If he does not recognize us as an independent nation, then he has waged war on his own citizens. That is treason. You can't have it both ways. People want to say that South Carolina started the war. People want to say that South Carolina fired the first shots. Well, you know what? They might have fired the first shots, but they were not the ones who caused the act of war. They were not the ones who instigated. Many people, I'm pretty sure here, don't even know that South Carolina and Florida, before the war ever started, just after they seceded, had an armistice agreement with the United States. Now, to have an armistice agreement, if I'm not mistaken, you have to recognize somebody as a sovereign entity. Do you not?
Yes.
Right.
So the United States had a armistice agreement with the states of Florida and the states of South Carolina, which means you take no military action against us, we take no military action against you. So what was Major Anderson doing when he spiked the cannons and moved into Fort Sumter in the Charleston Harbor? Was that a military movement?
Yes, sir.
How about when Abraham Lincoln sent those ships down into South Carolina to resupply the fort with enough troops to invade Charleston? Was that not a military?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Those are acts of war.
That's right.
Those are the acts of war that were brought against our sovereign nation and our sovereign people. We were not the instigators. We did not want the war. We tried time and time again to do this peacefully, and they would not allow us. So our ancestors picked up the colors for which their ladies put out there for them, who made for them. They said, carry this into battle and let this be a symbol of valor, courage, and heroism. And carry onto that battlefield and charge the enemy and liberate our homeland. And that is what our ancestors did, and that is something to be proud of.
Amen.
My landlord said that we had to disperse this because of, I guess I don't like it. I'm going to give her my 30-day notice. I'm going to move the store to another location, but I appreciate y'all coming out here.
We're going to support it.
We got the back, brother.
We can't have your own freedom of speech, you know.
And what else can we do?
Can we find out where you're moving?
Yeah, just Dixie Outfitters.
Keep up with us on Facebook.
Yeah, look on Facebook.
Okay, we got
We'll be giving a notice as of today. We're going to move the store.
They are.
Here, here.
They are.
Yeah.
Take it to the store.